Welcome in. It's the matchup presented by Draftkings. I'm your host, Travis Fulton. Thank you for making us part of your day. Check out this view. That's Lake Coeur d'Alene up here in beautiful northern Idaho. We've taken the matchup on the road. This is the part of the country that I grew up in, so I came up here for a little bit of vacation, but also some work. I'm staying here at the beautiful Coeur d'Alene Resort right here in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Beautiful spot, beautiful lake, and a terrific golf course. You've probably heard of the Floating Green. Yeah, I'm going to be playing that this afternoon. If you haven't been here, make the trip. It's a terrific spot with great hospitality. It's the Workday Charity Open this week on the matchup. I've got some key matchups for you, 4 of them. That's how we do it here. I give you my insight, and then I fill out the rest of my lineup and show you all 6 players. This tournament is replacing the John Deere Classic. Sorry to see that tournament take a step back this year with the COVID-19, but Workday has stepped up, kind of a unique situation, playing it at Muirfield Golf Village, which is the host of next week's the Memorial, hosted by Jack Nicklaus. So we're going back-to-back weeks at Muirfield. How is this golf course going to play this week relative to next week? Some question marks in there, so it's kind of a tough one to handicap to some degree. Now, when you play Draftkings, you've got to have 6 players, okay? And you can't just take all the top players. And there's some top players here, 5 of the top 10. You just can't go in there and say, hey, give me Rahm, Thomas, Koepka, Reed, Cantlay. Oh, and add Gary Woodland in there as well. There's a salary cap. You got to manage it. There's some value plays, and that's where I come in to help you with it. Now, if you want to set up a Draftkings account and you want to get in the action of all of this fun fantasy sports, Draftkings, well, they're the leader in fantasy golf. They're the leader in fantasy sports because they put you right in the center of the action. All you have to do, download DraftKings, set up a new account, and use the promo code TRAVIS. Promo code TRAVIS, that gets you a free entry into the big game. 2.5 million up in the air with 1 million going to first place. So I mentioned the big names that are here. We also got Fowler, we got Spieth, we got Phil. We got Xander, Justin Rose, who's played very well here. And Ohio State grad Ryan Armour, who played very well last week in Detroit. This golf course, you're going to see different tees and different pin placements than what you're going to see next week. It's probably going to play a little bit longer. We're probably looking at something between 74.5 to 75.5. I think a pretty healthy length golf course. Strokes gain approach is going to be big for me. I need some length. Okay, I want to see some length in there, but I want key statistics, strokes gain approach. I need someone in the ball striking category. Strokes gain putting. We're back on bent grass. Who has putted these greens well in the past? That's number 2 for me. I'm going to be taking a look at that. I think the greens will be a little bit slower this week. The rough probably not quite as long. I'm probably going to let that grow up a little bit more this week. So again, length, ball striking, who has some experience putting these greens very well. And then, of course, down there is strokes gain around the green. Always nice to have a good short game or an improving short game, as we'll talk about some of the players that I like in that part of the area of the game as well. So lots to consider here, some unknowns, good feel. Let's get right to it with matchup number 1. Matchup number 1, Patrick Cantlay versus Xander Schauffele. Cantlay, number 8 ranked player in the world. Xander, number 11. I get a lot of questions about these two. You know, they're like, these two guys feel like they're kind of like the same player, right? They get put in the same category. They play a lot of the same team games together. Cantlay's 28. You know, sometimes I think we think he's a little bit younger. He's 28. And Xander is 26. Cantlay won the Memorial here last year. Knows this golf course very well, likes it. 2 wins, also won the Shriners. Xander, he has 4 wins on the PGA Tour, and he too played well here last year at the Memorial, finishing 14th. Now, we haven't seen Cantlay a lot this year. He's only played once since they've come back. The Travelers, solid finish there at 11th. We've seen Xander twice. He was 3rd at the Schwab, played very well down there in Texas. And then 20th at the Travelers. That one sticks out to me a little bit. I kind of dug in there a little bit more. Didn't hit the ball very well at all and still finished 20th. They're both coming in very rested. Didn't play in Detroit and will be ready to go there in Ohio. If we go head-to-head style, let's go head-to-head. Strokes gained off the tee coming in, Xander's 9th, and Patrick Cantlay is 43rd. Strokes gained approach, Xander 29th, and Cantlay 5th. So both these guys clearly good plays. They can strike their golf ball. Strokes gained around the green, 78th for Xander and 53rd for Cantlay. I think probably their weakness is probably around the green and shoring that up a little bit more. Strokes gained putting, Xander 84th, Cantlay 49th. Strokes gained total, 11th for Xander and 5th for Cantlay. Both are going to be a good play this week. Both have played well in the past here. Of course, Cantlay, the defending champion of the Memorial. But I like what I'm seeing with Xander. The one at the Travelers stuck out to me. Didn't hit the ball that well, but still finished 20th. I think he's a little bit more prepared right now, a little more reps coming in. Perhaps Cantlay looking ahead, defending next week at Memorial. Kind of a unique spot for him playing this way. Give me Xander over Patrick Cantlay. Match number 2, Marc Leishman versus Matt Kuchar. I need some experience here, right? Some guys that have had some reps around Muirfield Village and have played well here. Let's start with Matt Kuchar, right? He's 6'4", 195 pounds, the American, 42 years of age, and he hits the ball 281 yards. How's that possible? 6'4", and he hits the ball 281 yards off of the tee. You watch Bryson DeChambeau, 350. Think about that. That's 69 yards longer than Kuchar, who's 6'4". Anyway, that's for another discussion. Kuchar won the Memorial back in 2013. He's played well here. He also finished 4th in 16, 7th in 2017, 13th in 2018. Missed the cut at Memorial. I think the question with Matt, he knows this place. He can get it around fairways and greens. He can ball strike this place, knows where to go. But where's his game at? He missed the cut at the Schwab, 41st at the RBC. Before that, though, before the break, 22nd at WGC and 2nd at the Genesis. Giving up some length. Is he real polished coming in? I'm on the fence with Kuchar. I feel like Kuchar could come in and surprise some people here with his experience at Muirfield. He's going against Marc Leishman. Kuchar's at 8,500. Leishman, 8,700. 6'2", 200 pounds. Age, 36. Leishman's such an interesting player. The Aussie, right? You look at him recently, 58th at the Travelers. I mean, really struggled around the greens. You dig in on those statistics at the Travelers. I mean, he was awful around the greens. Missed the cut at the Schwab. Before that, 2nd at API, which played extremely tough. You had to strike your golf ball there. 1st at the Farmers. What do we know about Leishman, though, right? I mean, when I think of Marc Leishman, we know his strength is approach to the green, strokes gain approach. He's 2nd currently on tour right now. He struggles around the green. This is the course to me. I kind of move around the green down a little bit. Not that it's important. It's important. But I move it down a little bit, right? I need a ball striker. And Leish, well, he knows how to play this course as well, just like Kuchar. 2019, he was 5th. 2017, 15th. 2016, he's 11th. 2015, he was 5th. I mean, he knows how to navigate this golf course. 8,700. I like both of these guys. I think Kuchar could really surprise some people here. He's way under the radar. But I like Leishman. Give me Marc Leishman over Matt Kuchar. But you might see both of them on my lineup card. Match number 3, Joaquin Neiman, my boy. I'm coming back to him versus Viktor Hovland. We got to go young now, right? We want the experienced player in match number 2, Kuchar versus Leishman. Now we got to go young, right? We go Neiman versus Hofland. Two guys really, I think, are kind of coming in their own here already a little bit. We're seeing some very good golf from these two young players. I'll start with Joaquin Neiman. You look at him pre-COVID, right, before everything shut down, missed the cut at Genesis, Honda, and API. Now, post-COVID, he goes 32nd at the Charles Schwab, 5th at the RBC, 63rd at the Travel. He was really a mess on the greens there. The Poana, he's not great on that surface, but he's back now on bent greens. This is his favorite surface. You dig in how he's done at this particular venue. Strokes gain off the tee, 42nd. Strokes gain approach, 20th. Love that, right? Ball striking machine. Kid can really get the golf ball around. Struggles a little bit around the green and on the green from time to time. But you look at him the last 2 years at Memorial on these surfaces, strokes gain putting in 2018, he was 5.8. Positive. That's a big number. And he was positive 1.1 in 2019. So his putting kind of seems to get better as he gets to bent, in particularly on these surfaces and the way that he strikes his golf ball. Well, we'll get back to that. Now, Viktor Hovland, speaking of striking your golf ball, Viktor Hovland is a ball striking machine. I mean, this dude can hit the golf ball straight. If you haven't seen the Stripe Show podcast that I did with Dana Dahlquist, one of his coaches, go check it out because it's really good stuff in the way that he kind of uses that, flex left wrist and what that means in the way of ball striking. He's on a run right now. He's playing good golf. Finished tied for 12th last week in Detroit, 11th at the Travelers, 21st at RBC, 23rd at the Schwab. The first time that he's played here at Muirfield Village. Coming in at 9,500. Joaquin Neiman at 8,400. You can make a case for both of these guys. I'm just not seeing enough with Hofland with the putter. That's the only thing that's kind of holding me back. Ball striking machine. You're waiting for that great week of putting. Could be this week. Who knows? Never played here before. On bent grass. You go to Neiman. Ball striking machine. Has putted well here. Showing form post-COVID. I like Joaquin Neiman. I'm giving up the 1,100, 8,400, good price. Give me Neiman. Match number 4, Adam Hadwin versus Ian Poulter. Poults. Now, just feels like an Ian Poulter type of week. I don't think Ian Poulter has ever played in the Memorial. I don't think he has really any experience here at this golf course. Remember, the Memorial is an invitational, right? And this tournament is a full field PGA Tour event. So next week, they're going to a much smaller field in the range of like 125. Much bigger field this week. You look at Ian Poulter, right? And I've got his stats pulled up here. And I've been looking at it a great deal since his resurgence, getting back on the PGA Tour and playing very well. He played at the Travelers, didn't play good at all. Kind of an abysmal week. Still made the cut, finished 64th. He was 14th at RBC. 29th at Charles Schwab, 32nd at API, 27th at the Honda, 13th at Zozo. Some pretty consistent golf, right? You look at this kind of golf course, although he doesn't have, really hardly any experience here. Strokes gained off the tee, he's 147th. He's going to lose a little bit off the tee, about a stroke and a half. Solid approach game. I think he's hitting the ball pretty well right now, 81st. Strokes gained around the green, he's 34th. Strokes gained putting, he's 20th. Strokes gained total, he's 30th. I just feel like a bit of a resurgence here for Ian Poulter. And you kind of look at some of these ball striking weeks, very good strokes gain approach, strokes gain tee to green. Interesting play. Ian Poulter coming into a venue that's big on the PGA Tour, but really doesn't have any experience and could be a spot that could be okay for him. Kind of feels like that weird week where like Ian Poulter starts to show up in the leaderboard. Going against Adam Hadwin. I like Adam Hadwin. Hadwin's at 8,200. Poult's at 7,700. I think I'm going to play them both as I usually do here in the fourth matchup. Off the tee, Hadwin solid, 82nd. Very good iron player, strokes gained approach. He's 29th. Solid around the greens, 76th. Solid putting, 23rd. You look at these statistics, you're like, dang. Hadwin, strokes gained tee to green, 30th. Like, this dude should be up there all of the time. Quietly, statistically having a very good season. He was 4th last week at the Rocket Mortgage. A little bit of experience here at Memorial, 52nd place in 19, 74th in 2018. Then he was 11th in 2016. I'm going to play both of these guys. I like Poulter coming in. I like what I'm seeing from him. I think his game is really moving in the right direction. He's got something to prove here on this golf course. I like Hadwin as well. I think he's playing some very good golf. I think this course fits him extremely well. Give me Adam Hadwin over Ian Poulter, but give me both of them in my lineup. All right, now let's fill out the rest of the bracket here. So there's my Adam Hadwood pick, 8,200. Leishman at 87. I like Leish. He's shown good form here on this golf course. Neiman, I'm riding him out. He's been very good to me. If you follow me here with my picks, I've been all over Jacques Neiman. There's Poulter. That's my wild card at 7,500. And there's Xander at 10,200. That leaves me 7,000. So I've got to go with my man, Kyle Stanley, who actually lives, believe it or not, about 30 miles west of here in Spokane, Washington, right here at the Coeur d'Alene Resort. Going to play some golf this afternoon. There's my team. Kyle Stanley, got to go with him. 7,000. I mean, Stanley, check this out. I mean, Stanley, first off, is, let me go back to my, yeah, there we go. Stanley's a ball striking machine. It comes down to the putter with him. He's been a little bumpy as of late. I mean, he's kind of a fairways and greens kind of guy, but horses for courses, he loves this place. Memorial, 2018 finished second, 2017 finished sixth. That's pretty dang good at the price of $2,000. Give me Kyle Stanley to round it out. He was 24th at the Travelers. I was actually on him there as well, so he did well for me there. So I'll go back to Mr. Stanley himself. Thank you so much for joining us here on the matchup presented by Draftkings. Remember, set up an account and use my promo code Travis. I want to keep doing this, right? This is week 5. We're doing well. The picks are working. We're making some money. Get into the game. DraftKings puts you right in the center of the action. New account, promo code Travis. You get into the big game. 2.5 million up in the air with 1 million to the winner. Don't forget about MMA this week as well from Abu Dhabi. All kinds of stuff going on in golf, in MMA. The other sports are coming back. I'm loving this. Get into the game. Let's have some fun. It is the Workday Charity Open at Muirfield Village. We'll see you next week for the Memorial.